Guys, here's the thing. If you're going to build or renovate your house, I'm going to tell you right now in this video 10 items that I wouldn't use in my own home during a renovation or new build, and they might help you too. These are items that serve their purpose, right? They have their function inside your home, but some of them aren't aesthetically pleasing and others are controversial. Some people like them, some people don't, and it's really worth discussing this here in this video. So I want you to stick with me so we can talk through these 10 items I wouldn't use in my home during a renovation. For example, if I were to renovate my kitchen, my bathroom, my living room, these 10 items here wouldn't make it onto my shopping list to install in my house, alright? If you're interested in the topic, I just ask you one thing, okay? Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, alright? And like this video. Leave a like to give us some support, alright? Hey guys, how are you doing? All good? Hello, I'm Ed, the architect, and this video is here to give you options, tips you can use when choosing these items for your home renovation. By no means do I want to impose anything on you like use this and you'll be successful. Don't use these others, not at all, okay guys, for God's sake. Just like I always say in the other videos, everything I bring you here is to help you choose the decoration items, the products you're going to install in your home in the right way, giving you options. So, first of all, I don't want to create confusion. I don't want to start arguments. I want to create solutions and help you choose the right functional decoration items for your home. And the first item I'm bringing you here is the traditional square drain, the one we have in our bathroom, especially in the shower area. It's the kind of drain that everyone uses and it does its job well, I'm not going to lie. However, I would choose this click style drain, which is not only very functional, but also very beautiful. Don't go ripping out your drain just because I'm giving you this tip, okay guys, for the love of God. Even though it's really cheap, this click drain lets you make the switch and sometimes you don't even need to change the drain base that's embedded in the floor. You just remove the cover and put the click drain there, okay? So, do you want to know the item? An item I wouldn't use in my home renovation and wouldn't buy if I were redoing my bathroom floor, for example, is the traditional drain. The one with the little grate, the little aluminum or stainless steel screen. I wouldn't use it. I would install this click drain because when you press it, it opens all the way around and the water just flows right through. It's great. Remember to place the screen underneath to stop hair, dirt, beetles, insects, and other debris from getting through. And you get a really nice look for your drain, especially if you have a shared bathroom that everyone uses, not a powder room, but a shared bathroom, right? So install this click drain. It's obviously a bit more expensive than a traditional drain, but it's really worth it. It's an inexpensive item that you can use in your house, in your bathroom, and not just in the bathroom, you can use it in the laundry room, on the balcony, anywhere. It comes in various colors, black, gold, brown, bronze, white. You can use it in different colors, and besides serving its function, it also looks really nice on your floor. The second item here that I think is an absurd decor choice is the spotlight above the TV. Guys, I've already told you in other videos, in several videos, that you shouldn't put lighting above your TV in your living room. If you have a TV wall in your house, don't put lighting above it. Don't install spotlights. There's no need to put lighting above your TV. Yeah, Ed, guys, 3 mini spotlights here that I'm going to install. Guys, understand one thing. The TV wasn't made to be illuminated. On the contrary, you actually need to have a certain, let's be clear here, a certain darkness on your TV wall so that your TV itself is illuminated. So you can enjoy your screen as much as possible, okay? There's no need for you to put 2 or 3 spotlights above and aim them there, or maybe even move them forward. Still, the spotlight hits your TV. So, there's no need, I always tell you, when you're decorating your house, if you're going to put in a ceiling, closed cove lighting, open cove lighting, or if you're going to have spotlights. Don't put lighting above your TV, put it on the side, okay? Ed, but my TV stand is big, it needs lighting, that's fine, but put it on the side, don't put it above your TV, okay? That's a really good tip. When you see here on the channel some videos I share where there's a spotlight above the TV, I said I asked the client not to put it there. But it was their choice, okay? It wasn't my suggestion. So it's also something I wouldn't use in my house. Yes, spotlights or any kind of lighting above the TV. Overmount sinks are controversial. The Overmount sink in the kitchen, I prefer the Undermount one, okay guys, I'm not gonna lie. But the Overmount one even has that flush mounted version, okay? That sink that's level with the countertop, there's the Undermount model, and there's also that flush mounted one. Now, about the Overmount one, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't put it in my house. It's also something that divides opinions here. I already have other videos here on the channel covering this kind of thing for you and giving my opinion. But I want to emphasize, if I were to put in a new sink in my house, if I were to renovate the countertop, if I were to change my countertop, if I were to change my sink, I would never install an Overmount sink. I would choose an Undermount sink or one that's flush with my countertop, okay? But that's really a matter of personal preference. But you can tell me here in the comments which one makes you happier in your kitchen, the Overmount or the Undermount sink. In my opinion, I'll be honest with you, I don't usually wash a lot of dishes. I don't usually spend much time in the kitchen. But when I do use it, I really don't like having to use that squeegee and run it over the countertop when the sink is Overmount, okay? I think it's much more functional to have an Undermount sink or a flush-mounted one when it comes to cleaning and functionality. But I respect the opinion of anyone who tells me here in the comments that they would choose the Overmount sink, okay? Some projects I've done were requested that way by the client, which is fine. Like I told you, everyone has their own taste. We serve our clients in the best way possible, but we always give the best suggestions for aesthetics and functionality so the client can have a better day-to-day experience. So that's also an item I wouldn't use in my house, which is an Overmount sink. The toe kick is too shallow, whether it's in your kitchen or on the countertop. Whether it's in the kitchen, on your bathroom sink countertop, or even in your laundry room, okay? Having a shallow toe kick here is a real headache, okay? Hey, for those who use their kitchen a lot, you can't have less than 8 centimeters of toe kick depth. Ed, what is a toe kick? It's nothing more than that base that your kitchen cabinets, laundry cabinets, or bathroom vanities sit on top of. It can be masonry, or you can use a baseboard from the same flooring. It can be made of cabinetry and then also covered with the same stone that's used on the kitchen counter or the bathroom vanity. That's no problem. But it can't be short for one reason only, an obvious explanation. Okay guys, when you're leaning against it, try this test at home if you have a toe kick. When you're leaning there in your kitchen or your bathroom, the tip of your foot has to be able to touch the toe kick. That's where the cabinet ends. Your toe kick should be about here, okay? Let me show you better. Here's your toe kick, here's the edge of your cabinet, okay? It's about here, look. Here's the toe kick, here's your cabinet. So you need some space between the face of the cabinet and the start of the toe kick. It needs to be deeper so the tip of your foot, your shoe, or your slipper doesn't keep hitting your toe kick. So never make the baseboard like that. In the kitchen, in the laundry room, in the bathroom, whether it's flush with your cabinet or recessed by only 2 centimeters, okay? I always like to use 8 centimeters of distance from the finished cabinet to the edge of the toe kick in my projects. That way, my client or anyone else, even if they have, I don't know, a size 48 foot, still won't hit their toes on the toe kick. So that's really bad, guys. For those who have a shallow toe kick, almost aligned, for those who use the kitchen a lot, the sink countertop, right, the wash basin and all, that's not allowed. That can even cause back pain, health problems, because you end up standing farther from the sink so you don't keep hitting your foot. So, a shallow toe kick at your kitchen sink, in your laundry room or in your bathroom shouldn't exist. That's another item I wouldn't use either. It needs to be deeper there. Mosaic tiles on the wall above your kitchen sink. It's a beautiful decoration, and there are a lot of people who like it, and there are several models that are really spectacular. But if I had to choose and recommend, I prefer porcelain tile. This one is also controversial, which is the mosaic tiles on the kitchen wall, on the bathroom wall, and so on. Mosaic tiles, guys, we have to understand something. Look, think with me, okay? Think about a kitchen wall where you have a cooktop, where you have your stove. Usually mosaic tiles have a lot of grout, okay? Their little squares are really small and there's a lot of grout in those tiles. So, for a wall where there's a lot of frying, cooking, steam, usually that grout gets dirty, it gets stained much faster, okay? So, is it a nice type of decoration? Yes. Is it really cool to have? Yes. But I don't recommend it. I wouldn't use it in my house, okay? Simply for that reason. Because it gets dirty a lot and you also get tired of it really quickly, okay? If you ask Ed P, what would you use? I would use more porcelain tiles, okay? large format so that we have less grout on this wall. I could also use the same stone as our countertop there by the sink. We could raise it as a full backsplash, okay? But I wouldn't use mosaic tiles. Don't remove your mosaic tile just because I said I wouldn't use it. It's all about personal preference, as I mentioned at the start. If you like mosaic tiles, if you have mosaic tiles, there are some really beautiful projects out there. People have done great things with mosaic tiles, and I wouldn't get rid of them just because I'm saying this here. Guys, to each their own. If I were to renovate my house, I wouldn't use them. But if you have them, if you like them, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Exposed piping, guys. Nobody deserves that, right? This is something you need to think about even before you start your renovation. Nobody wants pipes or plumbing exposed in their house. That's why it's important to think carefully about this during the design phase. You know that hose, let's imagine together, from the water filter, right? From your water purifier there. You finish your kitchen, everything's connected, then realize you forgot the water filter. Look, then you'll have all that little water filter piping showing there. No, the flexible hose that connects to my laundry sink. It comes out of the wall above and goes down to the washing machine below. Look, here's another thing that can't happen either. When you're renovating your house, when you're renovating your apartment, you already have to plan for this so that all this electrical wiring, everything stays hidden behind the water filter, okay? Underneath behind the washing machine, okay? Nobody deserves to have a beautiful, spectacular kitchen and have the pipes exposed. I wouldn't do that. You have to think about this beforehand and make sure that this kind of situation doesn't happen when you're renovating your house or your apartment. A high counter on your island. So do you think it's worth having or not? Some people like it and some people don't. I prefer it without the counter, okay? Without that high counter, and I prefer to highlight my island more. There are projects where having a high counter looks good. You have the counter at the level of your sink, about 90 centimeters, then you raise the backsplash here and make that higher counter, put those bar stools, those seats there. It looks good. There are projects where it works really well. There are people who use this type of counter a lot, right? In their house, in their apartment, but I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't recommend this kind of counter for a project. Why? For one simple reason. Okay? First, you have that counter right next to your cooktop. I already think that's a little dangerous. Unless your island is really wide and the cooktop is far away. That's the first point. Second, if you already have a nice dining table in your house, why would you waste space in your kitchen by creating a higher counter when you already have a really nice dining table right next to that counter? Okay, are we saving space in your kitchen? No, let's just make the counter higher. Let's make a nice island, a counter, a nice countertop for the cooktop, and let's make the most of our dining table instead of using a higher counter, okay? So that's also another item I wouldn't use in a new project in my house, and I'm sharing it with you here. Glass doors on the kitchen cabinet. So guys, I know a lot of people are going to say they disagree with this one, okay? It's really beautiful to have mirrored doors on the kitchen cabinet, right? Those mirrors that imitate bronze, silver, gold, it's really cool. But I see a lot of people complaining that any steam from the stove stains everything, leaves everything dirty. This is my personal opinion here now that I want to share with you, okay? In my kitchen, I'm going to renovate my kitchen. I want to do it from scratch. I'm going to change everything. I wouldn't use cabinets with mirrored doors, whether bronze, gold, silver, any kind of mirror. I wouldn't use them, okay? I prefer to highlight the woodwork, the wood finish. That's just my personal opinion, okay, guys? But if you like it, there's no problem at all. Like I mentioned here, there are people who comment to me when I bring our clients' projects here on the channel. There are a lot of clients who like mirrored cabinetry, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But I see a lot of people commenting, wow.
Tá, mas eu vejo muita gente comentar.
Edipo, I wouldn't put a mirror on that cabinet in my kitchen because, wow, I do all kinds of cooking here. Steam and all that, everything gets stained, everything gets dirty, the grease, it's hard to clean and all that. So, I agree with those people, but I can't deny that it's a really beautiful look for cabinetry, okay? It's spectacular, having mirrored doors on your kitchen cabinets. But personally, I prefer to highlight the cabinetry and I wouldn't use mirrors on my cabinets. Guys, what do you think about the commercial style faucet now? This is definitely a tough question, right? Would you use a commercial style faucet or choose one that already comes with a filter, for example? or those fixed ones on your kitchen countertop. A lot of people like the commercial style spring faucet, right? Those that make that nice arch, those huge ones, they're really beautiful, they're awesome, I know they're really cool. You can move it around, you know, wash the whole sink anyway, it's really beautiful, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you here, but personally, that's Edipo talking, okay? As a designer, as an architect, as a decorator, I'm always going to suggest to my clients a deck-mounted faucet, okay? There are even some models out there that even have a built-in filter, okay? I'm not gonna mention brands here, but there are several brands out there that already have filters. It does its job very well, okay? And I would choose to go with a fixed faucet, not that commercial style spring faucet with that big curve. It takes up too much space. It draws way too much attention, you know? To be more direct with you, you really feel its presence. The gourmet faucet in your kitchen on a balcony, it stands out. It makes itself known. It comes to you and says, like, I'm the boss here. I'm the one who runs things. I'm the one in charge of your countertop. So it steals all the attention from the decor. But I'm telling you, it's a spectacular faucet, very beautiful. It's worth having in your home, but I wouldn't use a commercial style spring faucet like that in my own house. I would go for a simpler deck mounted one. And lastly, guys, we know that the range hood is a very functional element. And it's practically mandatory in our kitchen, but it doesn't have to be that object that takes up all the space in your kitchen's decor. Here's another item that if you get it wrong, you're really going to regret it. First, a range hood is very expensive, okay? We're already talking about prices above 3,000 Rs depending on the power and the model. There are models that go over 10, 15,000 Rs. And it's a product that doesn't have to be that big, bulky thing, let's put it that way, more open to install in your kitchen, okay? There are range hood models, since you're going to install it in your house, that are cleaner looking. Rounder models, slimmer, more discreet, that you can put above your cooktop. It will definitely do a great job as a range hood in your kitchen, and it doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be more discreet, okay guys? In my opinion, the range hood can definitely be a decorative object, cool, nice, stylish, but it can't steal the spotlight from your kitchen's decor. Because it's an object that will come down from your ceiling and might end up hiding some decoration behind it in your kitchen, okay? So make sure to pay attention when you're researching and choosing the range hood you're going to put in your house, all right? This goes for both the island range hood, the one that's in the middle of your kitchen, and the one that's attached to the wall. Choose a cleaner, simpler range hood, let's put it that way. All right, guys? So these are 10 items I wouldn't use in my house. I wouldn't put them in if I were renovating, building, or replacing anything. I wouldn't use these 10 items I mentioned to you in my home renovation. I hope these tips I shared here give you some options, okay? I'm giving you options. Don't tear down your wall just because I said mosaic tiles are no longer in. I wouldn't use mosaic tiles on my wall. For the love of God, okay? If you have them, that's great. What I'm offering you here, I want to emphasize again, are options. I'm bringing you some tips that I wouldn't use in my house, and maybe you can relate to me and say, Edipo Kleber, I agree with you, it was worth it. Thank you so much for bringing this content, this video, to alert me, to give me this tip. And I'll take this opportunity to ask you to like this video right now if you've made it this far with me in this video. Go ahead and like this video, okay? Leave your like. Comment on which of these 10 items you would use or not use. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, okay guys? God bless you. Take care and see you in the next video.